What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Jinzle, bringing you guys a brand new video here today. I decided to make a short little commentary today. I think we're going to hop into some Chaos Mosh Pit. Why not? We'll play a pretty lengthy game, I guess, because I want to tell you guys a story, because like I said on Twitter, I do have plenty of stories I want to tell you guys. I might only record and tell the story through the first round of domination. I'm not entirely sure. It depends on how far through the story I am by that time. But to just get right into it, this is one of my many stories I've actually really wanted to tell you guys for a long time. And, well, I mean, not a long time, but I've kind of wanted to tell you guys a lot of stories. Like, while I was away from video games, obviously, as like most of you guys know, I didn't have my PlayStation for probably close to a month. I didn't play any video games at all. I didn't play anything, really. I didn't play Xbox, I didn't play PlayStation, I didn't play shit. I just kind of uploaded vlogs, obviously, to this channel and whatever. But I did have a couple stories I wanted to talk about, like the first time I got suspended, the first time I got in trouble with the cops, the first time I asked a girl on a date and for her number, and she had a boyfriend, and I was supposed to get my ass kicked by her boyfriend. I think that's a story I'm going to tell you guys today, because that story kind of excites me a little bit, to be honest, because it's just so funny. So as soon as this game starts, we're gonna hop right into the story. But I mean, I really do have a lot of stories I want to tell you guys. I should probably start writing these down, because I never remember when like the time comes to tell you guys the stories. But to get right into it, so as you guys know, if you guys watch my vlogs and whatever, I always have a Dunkin' Donuts cup in here. I always have a Dunkin' Donuts cup somewhere in my room, like just ready to be finished drinking. So I go to this Dunkin' Donuts that's closer to the farm than it is to my house. So that's where I always end up. Probably twice, maybe even 3 times a day, I end up at that specific Dunkin'. And it turns out that Dunkin' also has the hottest girls, like the absolute hottest girls. And so I used to go in there and I used to just talk to my friend Maddie. We'll give her name. So my friend Maddie works there, and there's this girl, and like every day I used to go in there, she'd be like super like flirtatious, and like she'd be like, oh yeah, like she'd like want to have like a conversation with me, and I'm like, dude, like this girl's pretty, like she's hot, like she's really attractive and whatnot. So like literally months go by, and I just like let this shit keep happening. Like I just let her just keep flirting with me and whatnot. And so we're just like, we're talking for a little while, like one day and whatever. And my friend Maddie's like, oh yeah, like she's single. Like she had a boyfriend like when I first like started to like, I guess, like her. I can't really say I liked her, because like I didn't know her. So like I didn't like her. I thought she was really attractive. So my friend Maddie's like, oh yeah, you should like ask her like on a date and whatever. So obviously I'm not exactly a ladies' man by any means. So here I am, just awkward little old me, and there's this really attractive girl right in front of me waiting to be asked on a date, apparently. Because apparently, according to my friend Maddie, she was like really into me and whatever, and like she was really bummed out when like I didn't ask her on a date and all this stuff, which actually turned out to be a bunch of bullshit. Because, well, listen to this. This is where the story starts to get good. So a couple weeks ago, I go in there with my friends and whatnot, and I'm like, all right, dude, like I'm sick of being single around all my friends that have girlfriends. So I'm like, alright, dude, so today's the day. Like, I'm gonna ask her for her number and whatever. So I go up. Actually, my friends are like hyping me up. They're like, dude, like you got this, dude. Like there's no way she can say no, because nobody knows anything. Like nobody knows this girl. Like she's from another town and whatnot, and all this stuff. So they're like hyping me up. They're like, dude, like you got this. Like there's no way she's gonna say no. All this stuff. So I walk in there, I go up to the counter, I order my coffee, whatnot. So she's like, oh, like she just wants to like sit and have a conversation for a minute. So I'm like, oh, alright, like I'll entertain a conversation. so we start talking, and she's like getting like flirtatious again, like she always was, and whatever. So we're just talking, whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, so like me thinking she's single, that's what I was told by my so-called reliable source, that she was single. And I asked her for her number, expecting her to be like, oh yeah, like sure, like I've been waiting for you to ask me, or like something along those lines. And she's like, oh well, I have a boyfriend. And I'm like, yo, okay, fucking red zone already. Like, that's not cool, because I know if I had a girlfriend, some guy asked for her number, I'd be kind of pissed, to be honest. So I'm like, yo, okay, no bueno, nope. All signs tell me to take a detour, get the fuck out of there as fast as possible. But so she like explained it to me. She's like, oh well, I have a boyfriend and all this stuff and whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, like that's not what I was told. That's the only reason why I asked. And she didn't ask who told me she was single and whatever. So I just kind of let that one go. But realistically, I should have just fucking beat up my friend Maddie, because that fucking really pissed me off. So we're just like talking or whatever, but she's like, oh, you can still have my number though. I'm like, okay, I guess. Like what? How am I supposed to react to that? Oh, I have a boyfriend, but you can still have my number. So I was caught a little off guard by that, to be honest. So I'm with my friend and his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's like, oh, but at least you got her number. And I'm like, no, dude, boyfriend means pissed off guy that's probably gonna want to kick my ass. So, like I said, innocent little me. Oh my god, I'm going off over here. So innocent little me is like I said, being innocent, just being innocent, whatever. And we start talking, like whatever. We're just talking back and forth, like that night, whatever. I'm like apologizing. I'm like, dude, I never, yeah, well, I didn't call her dude, because that'd be a tad fucked up, especially if I tried this hard to get her number and got her number on a whim. So we're talking. She's like, oh well, like you're like super nice and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, but does like your boyfriend think I'm super nice, or like does he think I'm like your gay best friend or something? And she's like, oh no, like he won't get mad. I'm still thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, like if we were ever together and you were giving out your number to guys like you were single, I'd be pretty pissed. So I can only imagine what he would say in this situation. So like we're talking, whatever, and then she's like, oh well, she stopped answering that night. She's like, oh, I fell asleep. So I'm like, oh, all right. So maybe her boyfriend found out, and she's just like trying to save me and just be like, no, like I fell asleep and all this stuff. When realistically, she's just trying to save me from getting my fucking teeth knocked out. So I guess she's like, oh well, you know what? I did some thinking last night, and I was kind of overthinking some things and whatnot, so I don't think it's a good idea if we talk. I was like, well, you think it's not a good idea if we talk? I mean, honestly, like, I could tell from the start that it wasn't going to be a good thing that if we started talking, because, like I said, don't know her boyfriend, don't know what the kid looks like. This kid could be a little tiny kid, or he could be a fucking MMA fighter. Oh my god. Yes, I got all of them. And he could be like some big MMA fighter, or he could be some fucking little kid that I could probably beat up, which I'm not very tough, not saying that by any means. If this kid or this girl watches this video, like, not trying to be tough or anything, but I don't know who he is, wouldn't know him if I fucking tripped over him. So I kind of figured, I was like, it's probably in my best interest just to stay away. Even all my friends said it. Like, I told all my closest friends that are girls. I don't want to say like my girlfriends, because obviously that's a totally different term than just female friends. So like, even one of my best female friends is just like, yeah, honestly, if she has a boyfriend, like, that's like the biggest red zone no. that like you could ever have. And I'm like, yeah, dude, no shit. Like, that's why I'm not about to fuck around with that. But then again, at the end of the day, I was still hyped that I still got her number. Like, it wasn't all for nothing. So that's, I feel like that's the thing that I was really happy about, was that it wasn't just all for nothing. Like, and then actually my friend Maddie was like, oh, you still crushing over like what's her face and whatever. And I'm like, no, honestly, no. Now that I have some closure that like she has a boyfriend, I wouldn't be like missing out if I didn't ask for her number. Because honestly, guys, like be real with me. Like, comment down below. It's like, honestly, if you had a chance to get a girl's number, and you didn't know if she had a boyfriend or whatever, and you really like this girl, like you think she's attractive, you think all this stuff about her, and you don't know if she's like has a boyfriend or anything, and you think you're gonna miss the opportunity to have a really nice girlfriend, wouldn't you kind of kick yourself a little bit, like if you wouldn't take the shot? I think that's why everybody was just pushing me to do it, because it's like I'd kick myself way harder if I didn't try to get her number and she was single than I would like if she just said no, like I have a boyfriend. But no, I kind of got the best of both worlds, because she didn't say no. She didn't exactly say that I could have her. Actually, yes, she did. She did say I could have her number. But it was in like the most like red zone, like no kind of ways. And I mean, I'm just kind of trying to drag this out because I kind of want to just finish the game now, but honestly, like, I don't know how that could have gone any more awkwardly. But honestly, guys, like, even after all that, it's really not that awkward, which I think is amazing, to be honest, because I can still go to that Dunkin' without like the fear of being like criticized or just like made fun of over it. So it's always a good thing. Still the single friend, like still the single one out of my whole friend group. Every single one of my friends has a girlfriend. I'm just like, yeah, I play video games and post YouTube videos for a hobby, and I have 2 jobs. I mean, it is what it is, dude. At this point, like I said, I'm almost 20 years old, so it's like I don't think I'm like terminally ill and I'm gonna die in fucking 3 months, so I don't think I'm gonna miss out on anything too major, like females and girlfriends, wives, whatever. I'm definitely not gonna miss out. I'm way too young to be thinking that I'm gonna miss out on something like that. So it is what it is. I mean, my friends are always pushing. They're always like, "Oh yeah, dude, like you should totally ask this girl out and whatever." I'm like, dude, I'm not listening to you I'm not listening to you guys ever again. You guys are fucking bad news. Like, you guys are no fun. You guys push me into asking a girl for a number that fucking has a boyfriend. My worst fear now is that her boyfriend's gonna figure out who I am and just be like, yo, fuck you, bitch. And he's gonna, like, fuck my shit up real quick. And like I said, I'm not really a ladies' man, so it did take a lot for me to ask for this girl's number. Which is the only thing that really bothered me. Oh my god, dude, can I get the 70 bomb? That'd be really cool, actually. 2. Okay, I'm just gonna try to finish out this game. 68. Oh my god, dude, and they have 2 flags. $70. I did it. Yay, 70 bombs. 70 and 36. So that's going to be the story, guys. Please drop a like if you guys did enjoy. I was honestly a little bit quiet at the end of the game because I was just trying to finish out with 70 total kills. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did make it this far into the video, I know it was a little long. It's a very, very, very long video, actually. It's 14 minutes right now, so I'm actually going to cut the video here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're new. Also, leave a comment down below if you guys want to see more stories like this. I have plenty of stories that are YouTube-worthy, so thank you guys so much for watching.